Hello everybody and a good day to you all. Today I'm talking about Legends of Tomorrow, episode number 11, The Magnificent 8. In this episode here, the whole team goes back to the Wild Wild West era, where they meet up with Jonah Hex, played by Jonathan Schaech. Now this is not the first time Rip Hunter was back in this era. And this is not the first time he met Jonah Hex. Because Jonah Hex had a huge influence on his life that pretty much he carried on to present day. By how he dresses, the style of weapon that he uses, even though it's a futuristic laser gun, it still looks like an old Western type of pistol. And he loved that era. He loved that era. He had a hard time leaving. And because when he was there, he was sent there to do a simple mission. But he got involved with what was going on because there was a gang there terrorizing a town. And being the hero that he is, he couldn't leave that town in danger. So he interfered and stopped the gang. Good for him. But once he left, the gang came back. And since he wasn't there to protect the town, the whole town and everybody in it was destroyed. So when he goes back to this era again, he tells them, don't get involved. Stay in your lane and mind your business. Okay? Don't get involved. Stay in your lane. Keep your head down. If you see a problem, ignore it. Don't look at it. Mind your business. Stay in your lane. We do our little mission. We hide out for a little bit. And then we go away. Okay? We're hiding out from the hunters that's hunting down Mick and the rest of us. And once they can't find us, we'll go away, and that's that. But you have Ray. And Ray is the Boy Scout of the group. Now, Ray Palmer is played by Brandon Routh, and Brandon Routh plays Superman in Superman Returns. The movie wasn't the greatest, but he was the best. He was a good Superman. And even though he's not playing Superman on this TV show here, he pretty much is Superman. He's the Superman that we actually want. I mean, he's smart. He's the good guy. He has a sense of humor. He's a little bit goofy, but nothing wrong with that. A little bit of a dork. Nothing wrong with that. But he's optimistic. He strives to do the right thing, no matter what the cost is. He's willing to sacrifice himself to help somebody else. He's a good example of what Superman should be. But we're never going to see it on the big screen. So the only way we're going to see Superman is if we watch him playing the Atom. I know. That's kind of messed up. The Superman we want to see is not in the movies. It's right here. Yeah. So you have Ray Palmer. He sees this gang in town, terrorizing the town, and he can't stand for it. And he goes to the sheriff to try to volunteer to help out, but he ends up becoming the sheriff of that town. And so now they had to deal with this gang and stop them from terrorizing the town. And he also had to make sure they don't come back to do the same damage that Rip Hunter left behind when he got involved. And while they're done with that, you also have Dr. Martin Stein, who also interferes by helping this woman named Sarah Neal, played by Anna Galvin, and she has a son who's dying of consumption or tuberculosis. And he's saying, I'm a scientist. And I cannot stand by and watch this child die from a disease that we actually can cure now. So even though Rip Hunter has told them repeatedly, don't get involved, they tell him, we can't just stand by. We're the good guys. It's what we do. It's what we do. We save the day. And then you have Kendra and Sarah. They had their own little mission because Kendra found herself. In a way, she finds her older self, and her older self also lost Carter in this time. But unlike Kendra, who had moved on with Ray, she's decided to stay away from love because she tried to move on to other people, and she did find happiness for a moment, but it all ended in tragedy. So in her mind, she says, you know what? Screw that. I'm not going through that no more. I'm going to spend the rest of my life alone. So now she's kind of, well, cranky and sad. And Kendra looking at herself, her older self, saying, I do not want to turn into you. No, I do not want to be alone and depressed. No, no. Life is too short and too precious for me to be alone. So she doesn't want to do that. So you got all these things going on right here. Now the only problem I have with this episode, even though the fight at the end was cool, the hunters that was hunting after Mick and the rest of the group. Now Mick talked them up to be some type of major bad force that's going to come and take them out that they couldn't stop or defeat, but yet they beat him quite easily. Like they weren't the bad mamma jammers that Mick talked them up to be. It was kind of disappointing in a way. Like, it's kind of messed up. Yeah. But other than that, great episode. I really did enjoy it a whole lot. I had a whole lot of fun watching it. Jonah Hex, the guy who played Jonah Hex, Jonathan Sheck, did a great job as him, and his look was great. I enjoyed the show. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode of Legends of Tomorrow. And do you have any thoughts or opinions or any theories about the show? Leave it down in the comments. Well, that's all I got to say about that. So give my channel a big old like, hit the thumbs up. Boom. And subscribe to my channel and share. I really would appreciate it. So like I always say, in my dreams and in real life, I am the Ninja Rabbit. Peace out, peoples.